TV personality and journalist Meredith Vieira is taking on a new role. The former co-host of the Today Show is now working to raise awareness about osteoporosis, a disease she has a personal connection to and that affected her mother and millions of others of Americans. Now, here to tell us more about her mission is Meredith Vieira, along with orthopedic surgeon Susan Bucata. Hello, Dr. Bucata. How are you all?
Good morning. How are you?
Hey, Brittany.
Great. So first off, Meredith, why have you made osteoporosis your new passion project?
Because I want to honor my mom who has passed away, and I also want to educate women, particularly postmenopausal women, about the connection between osteoporosis and fracture. When my mom was in her 60s, she developed dowager's hump, sort of that hunchback, and we didn't put it together with osteoporosis. We just assumed, that's what happens when you get older. And then she fell, low impact fall, broke her pelvis. She chalked it up to clumsiness, which is often what women do when they have a fall. Then when I became postmenopausal at 50, I went to see my doctor, general checkup. He looked at the family history. He said to me, I want you to get that bone density scan. And I did, and it turns out I have osteopenia, which means I'm at an even greater risk of developing osteoporosis. So I teamed up with Radius Health to get the word out about bone health, taking care of yourself, learning as much as you can about the disease, starting with the fact that 1 out of every 2 postmenopausal women, 50% of us, will suffer from a fragility fracture at some point in our remaining lifetime. That's a huge number, but the good news is, the other side of that is, that unlike in my mom's day when she developed it, there are now a lot of exciting treatments out there, including one that was just approved by the FDA.
Wow. So, Dr. Bucata, can you kind of talk about who is most at risk for this?
So women who are over the age of 50 or postmenopausal, particularly women who've had a fall from standing height or less that resulted in a fracture, have the disease of osteoporosis. And once you've had a fracture, you're 5 times more likely to get an additional fracture in your lifetime. And unfortunately, knowing this information, only 20% of patients who get a fragility fracture get diagnosed with osteoporosis and put onto treatment, even though now we do have many treatments that are available in order to help prevent future fractures, including Tymlos, which is the new agent that was approved by the FDA. And Tymlos is an anabolic agent. Anabolic agents have been shown to help build bone, and that helps to strengthen the bone and prevent future fractures. But like all treatments, patients have to talk to their doctors and determine what's right for them. This medicine may be associated with bone cancer, although it's unclear if it can cause it in people. And patients who started on Tymlos did experience some dizziness and increases in urine calcium. So talk with your doctor and determine what treatments might be right for you, when is the right time to have treatments. But we really need to think about fractures, particularly in women who are postmenopausal, over the age of 50, and the disease of osteoporosis.
See, one of the problems, Brittany, we found is that people don't want to talk about this disease because they associate it with old age, and nobody wants to consider themselves getting older. They don't like to think like that, but I feel quite the opposite. I want to get older, I want to live a very long life, and I want to be healthy. And so the only way to do that is to be armed with information. We're telling people to go to bonenews.com, learn everything you can about bone health and osteoporosis, and then talk to your own doctor about it.
Well, thank you so much for joining me and sharing your story. And then can you remind us again, where can people find more information on this to maybe check on what symptoms are? Do you have that website?
It's bonenews.com to learn about your bones, the news about your bones. Go to bonenews.com. And the doctor was saying, have a conversation. I think that it's very important you start it as soon as possible. I'm talking to my daughter who's 24. Because it's part of our family history now, our medical history, and she should start thinking about it now and doing all the things she can to have the healthiest bones possible.
And talk with your mothers, talk with your sisters, talk with your grandmothers. It's a part of life, and it's okay for us to address it, and we want to try to prevent fractures.
Ladies, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Brittany.
Thank you.